The first time I ever did a 9-day breathwork session myself, my body was shaking like a shitting dog. And I had no control over it whatsoever. And it just goes to show that our bodies are actually incredible, because people would ask me, "How are you doing? Are you all right? How's things?" Blah, blah, blah. And I'd go, "Yeah, yeah, I'm awesome. I'm amazing. I feel great," which on the surface, I did feel like that. But obviously, our body tells us otherwise. So when we have pains, when we have, like, I have a really bad shoulder quite a lot, always had digestive issues, lots of pains, bad back, lots of different things. That's our body keeping the score of things that have happened to us. And when I say things that have happened to us, what I mean by that is things that have happened emotionally within our lives. So we might have been through a relationship breakdown, we might have been through some really challenging times, whether it be with our family, whether it be in our work environment, whether it be relationships, money, feeling good enough, being put down at work, being bullied. Like, there's so many different things that happen all the time in life, let's be true. And I've been through lots of those things. But it just goes to show that our body actually keeps the score, because what happens in those moments of stress, in those moments of challenge, is that our body does things without us even knowing. It goes into that fight or flight response because that's an automatic thing. But what happens in those moments is that we contract. So, our body contracts, our shoulders go forward, our head goes down, our physical body contracts. So that takes place in the fascia, it takes place in the spinal column. There are so many things go on in those moments in our body that we really don't have any control of. And then what happens is that becomes conditioned, that stays within your body because we don't release it. So if you see children who are kicking off, and I've done this myself with my kids when my kids were little, because I was conditioned to do so, and I didn't realize how energy works and how our body works. And when my kids would kick off and scream and shout, I would tell them to be quiet. Stop making that noise. What are you shouting at? When you see those kids who are laid on the floor and they're having a tantrum, and the parents are like devastated because everybody's staring at them, we're conditioned to not allow our children to do that because of what society thinks, of what other people think, of judgment, because nobody likes judgment, do they? Excuse me. But in those moments, our body remembers those things, and we are supposed to express that energy, that vibration, that emotion. We're supposed to express it, and normally we express it through sound, movement, but we're told not to do that because we're told to sit still, we're told to be quiet. And as I said, that's part of the conditioning in society, but our body always remembers that. And when I went for my first 9-day breathwork session, I thought I was really, really healed. I thought I'd done loads of work. I had done loads of work, and I have healed a lot of my things that have gone on in the past. However, when I did that first 9-day breathwork session, my body showed me that actually it didn't matter how much mindset work I'd done, my body was still in that state of fight or flight, still holding on, still contracting, still holding on to all of that emotion, or a lot of the emotion that I hadn't let go of. I was stuck in that cycle still. And it all came out. It all came out in that breathwork session. And some people think it might sound a little bit scary, and I completely get that because, we're almost out of control. And we love to be in control, don't we? So that's why a lot of people don't want to come, because they're scared, they're fearful, they've heard lots of stories, they've seen the Goop Netflix series, and they may be a bit frightened of letting go and frightened of expressing that emotion and frightened of other people seeing them cry and all the judgment and shame and everything else that's attached to all that. But trust me, it is the most transformative thing that I have ever done. And I have been doing personal development for 15 years now. And it is the most impactful thing so far that I have ever done. So if you're somebody who's fearful, you have concerns about it, you're not quite sure how it works, you want to have a discussion about it, you want to try it, you want to be able to liberate yourself from some of those things that are keeping you stuck, some of the conditioning, some of the patterns that you've still got going on from the past. Now, I'm not saying that in one session you are going to be perfect and healed and everything is going to be amazing in your life moving forward. What I am saying though is if you're prepared to invest in yourself, that's the key. If you're prepared to invest in yourself, to do something for yourself that is going to help you move forward rather than avoiding, disconnecting, keeping busy, doing all those things to avoid actually feeling and to avoid dealing with what's going on inside your body, because nobody's ever spoken to you like this, nobody's ever told you about these things and how they work. I completely get it. But you have to be ready to invest in yourself because you're worth it. You are absolutely worth it. I didn't invest in myself because I didn't know that these things were available. Now they are available. I'm still investing in myself all of the time because you, the same as me, we were put here to enjoy life, to have an amazing life, to feel all those feel good emotions. And sometimes they come with the feel not so good emotions as well. And that's okay. When you are able to manage those, you're able to feel them, you allow them to process them, you've got techniques and strategies to allow you to do that. 9D breathwork is incredible. It is changing lives. It is so powerful. You will feel safe during the sessions. That's one of the the feedback that I always get from people is how safe they feel in my hands, how safe they feel within that session. And they leave feeling lighter. Majority of people leave feeling lighter. That's one of the things that people say, I just feel so light. I feel amazing. And they release some things that they weren't even aware that they were still holding on to. So if you want to know how this works, I've got 2 sessions coming up. Next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. If you want to be on one of them, you're a bit concerned, you're not quite sure, or maybe you're not ready to invest in yourself yet, and that's okay. But either way, if you do want to know anything about it, please just message me. Let's have a conversation. I'm not here to dictate to you what you have to do or how you spend your money or anything else. I'm just here telling you my story, my personal story, how transformative it was for me. Because after that first session, that very first session that I had, I signed up to become a facilitator straight away. That's how impactful it was on my life. And I want to facilitate that for you as well. So please, if you want to have a chat about it, just message me. And I will hopefully see some of you at sessions next weekend. Take care.